going to make a small part on the CNC mini lathe. To start any job on the mini mill, we need to reference or home the carriage by pressing the set home Z and X. So I have my piece of material that I'm going to make this little pulley out of, but I'm going to turn this stub off first and we'll face off this end. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring the tool up, and what we're going to do is we'll do this in two halves. We're going to machine this piece of the stub off, then we're going to come and write a separate program and machine the rest of the face off. It's actually much quicker doing it that way. So the first thing we need to do is to bring the tool over to the material and just take a very, very light cut and measure this accurately, and we'll put the figures in Mark III and then write a program in one of the wizards. So let's take it over somewhere near. I'm just going to slow the jog feed down. I'll just take you up to show you that. Okay, so we're going to alter the jog feed. We're going to take this down from 30 because I'm going to manually cut this. %5 will be fine. Press enter and it should take that. So now we'll take a bit of a cut here. So we're going to accurately measure this. I trust you can see that. Okay, so you will notice I'm in diameter mode. So we're going to come up here and we're going to put a figure in here of 50% of, or just a little over 50% of what that figure was. So we're going to say 8.5 millimeters. Press enter. And we're going to zero the Z because the tool is right on the end of the material there. So the next thing we're going to do is go into the wizards, and we're going to pick a wizard for lathe turning. I'm going to run, and the one we require is this one here, which is a facing operation. So what I'm going to do it now. First of all, this is the plunge rate, this is the speed in millimeters per minute that the tool is going to go into the material that way, or traverse in the X. That speed is fine. Now, you can do this two ways. You can either say, if you want to start off at 0 and then give the outer dimension here, the tool would start in the middle and machine outwards. But we require it to start on the outside and machine inwards, which is, I think, preferable. So we're going to say here, highlight it so it's grey. So we're going to put the figure of 8.5 millimeters and press enter, otherwise Mach 3 won't take it. Z start or Z start, whichever way you want to say it, that's actually pretty fair. I'm starting a 1/4 millimeter off the material. 7.5. I'm going to change this to minus 8.0. Enter. 1 millimeter is equivalent to about 40 thou. It's actually 39.9, I believe. Z clearance, 1 millimeter clearance, that's 40 thou clearance. Plunge feed, that's 4 inches per minute for a roughing, that's fine. 0.3 of a millimeter, that's probably okay as well. This is set up from a job that I did. Finishing cut, 2 inches per minute, and that's all okay. So I am going to save settings and post the code, and there it is there. Looks fine to me. It's quite a few cuts, but it's going to be fine. Okay, so I'm just going to fetch it off to a safe distance. Okay, that looks okay to me. We'll start the lathe out and we'll run the code. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fetch the tool up so it just touches the material there, and we'll set the new Z. I'll just fetch this out a little bit. I just want to scratch this. Okay, it's just touching, so I'm going to set the new Z. And of course now we need to measure this and set this cut again. Okay, so that's the measurement of the piece of material. So I think that's what's that, 1903. So we're going to go back into the wizards. Pick a wizard, turn in wizard, and back into this one. So this time we're going to say plunge rate, I'm fine with that. Start. So this time the start is going to be, I'm going to say 19.3. Actually, I could say 0.5 actually. So I'm going to say 0.5. Gives me a little bit of clearance off the material. And enter. Again, I'll start 1/4 millimeter away from the material, but this time we're going to go minus 5 point, I'm going to go to 5.6 millimeters. 1 millimeter clearance is fine. That's fine. That's fine. Very happy with those settings. And that's okay. So we're going to save settings and post the code. And then come out of this screen, exit this screen, and it should be there, ready, waiting for us. Okay, that was very successful, so we're going to go in, pick another wizard. So the next one we're going to choose is an OD turn. That needs to be 7.5 millimeter, because I want a 15 millimeter boss, which is around about 9/16. Enter. Start as 30. So we need to start at 19 millimeters. Gives me a little bit of clearance there. So in other words, I'm going to start further off the material and go in. Well, actually, it's going to start in here and sort of take a few cuts before it sort of. So we're going to be doing, I think, 2 air cuts, something like that. As you start 1/2 millimeter off in mid, that will be fine. So it's minus 10 millimeters. Enter. Clearance 1 millimeter, that's fine. This is fine for the. Yeah, that's fine. That's 2D. I think I was machining some plastic when I did this code last. So this needs to be, I think, 0.25, I think. I think that's more than enough, because this is only a little machine, you know. 25 millimeters for finishing. I'm going to take that down. You know, that's okay. I'm going to go okay with that, and that's obviously proved to be fine. 3 millimeter radius, I think. No, I want 2 millimeter radius there. 2 millimeter radius will be just fine enough, I think. And postcode. Ooh. That looks pretty much what I want. Okay, so the next job I've got to do, I've got to change tool. I've got to use this type of tool. I've actually got to cut a groove in here for a belt. So this is the beauty of a quick change. Straight off. This one straight on. Tighten up. And it's ready for use. So now we will set up for this cutting tool. So the next wizard that suits us is a grooving wizard. Now I want a slight chamfer here. So I'm not going to be able to do it on this, so I'm going to rely on the chamfer actually of the tool itself to be able to do a chamfer this side and that side. It's a very shallow V. It's only 2 millimeters deep. So I'm going to say start depth, that's going to be 16.2 millimeters. 16. So we're going to go all the way down to 14. I think we're going to go to 14. That will give me a little bit of leeway as well. 16, 14, it's 2 millimeter deep. I've got a little bit of clearance here. Start. So this means I'm going to have to actually fetch the tool to the start here. I want a 2 millimeter wall, so I'm going to say, what is that? I'm going to say I want to start at 0 because I'll set the tool there at that point. Okay, 6.0. It's only a 6 millimeter wide belt. It's actually 5.75. 6 millimeter will do us. I think enter. And tool width. Clearance first. 0.5 millimeter clearance. Enter. Tool width. So we're going to say it's a 1.5 millimeter, we're going to say. Step over in percent, 5%. What I'll do is I'll run this off the material first. So I'll give it a false reading of where the Z is actually. Pecking feed rate. Well, we're going to do this nice and slowly. So we're going to say 25 millimeters a minute. Pecking depth. We're going to go 2 millimeters in depth. 20 millimeters a minute, really slow. 0.125. And we're going to post that code. That looks a little strange to me. X. Something looks a little weird here. I figured out what it is. I don't want to go 14 millimeters deep at all. I want to go 2.0 millimeters. Let's have a look see what that's better. My word, that was a little bit big. I think the safest thing to do would be to run this up a little bit and see what it's going to do before I actually put it anywhere near the material. So we're going to say, we're going to zero the X there where it is, and I'm not going to start the machine up. Let's just run that code. Cycle start. So going in, peck. That seems to be doing what I wanted. Yep, that's okay. I'm pretty good with that. Okay, everything looked to be okay on the dry run, so let's see what this does. Got a bit of coolant on there, and we'll give it a whirl. Well, that didn't work, did it? Okay. Well, that's looking pretty damn good so far. Okay. So now we've turned it around, we now have to face all this off. So we'll just take a few measurements. Oh, I've got to change the tool over too. That won't take a moment. Okay, this should be the last operation now. So this is quite a big facing operation. So we're going to go into the wizard, pick a wizard, run that wizard, and it is an OD turn. It's actually a facing operation, this one. So we are going to plunge rate 50, that's fine. Yeah, start at 19.5, end at 0. Actually, we can end because there's already a hole drilled through. So we can end at 4 millimeters actually. because I just drilled a hole through it, so there's a hole all the way through. So there's no need to go all the way to the center. That's fine. Start. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, well, actually it's mid-air, so I can say start at 0 because it's in mid-air, and end at minus 15. Oop, not 50. 15.0, enter. Z clearance in millimeters fine. 4. We'll go a little slower than that because we've had one bit of a crash today, so we don't want to get another one. Although I'm sure that's okay. I can't see us getting another rough in depth 0.3 of a millimeter. That's fine. Finish. That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to run with that. So I'll actually press enter there. That's fine. Let's have a look, see what that code looks like. Postcode. But that looks pretty good. That's pretty well what I would like to see happen. So we're going to save that and exit. I think I might have had my calculation slightly off. There's probably about 2 thou. There's a little tiny blade there of 2 thou, and there's a little tiny stub left there that's just hanging. I'd probably break it off with my fingers, but I'll manually do that. I'll manually take that off. If you want to watch, you can. So this is actually showing you that you can manually operate this via the computer. I'm just using the keys on the computer, and I got it set at 5% jog feed. So this is how you manually would operate it. There you go. A genuine little CNC machined little pulley wheel for a mate of mine down the road that couldn't buy this part. So there it is, made. All I've got to do now is drill a hole through there, thread it and put a grip screw in, and he'll be up and running again. CNC mini converted CNC lathe. It's originally a Harbor Freight SIEG 7x14. Well, it's 7.16. I think it's a 7x20 actually. It's bigger than I first thought. I think they sent me quite a larger one. It's got a, let's see, 500 watt motor in DC 500 watt brushless motor in it. Beautiful thing. Look at that. And of course I've made, let me see, I think about 14 or 15 videos. They're in a, I put them in a block for you to see, so you don't have to go searching around for them. They're on my YouTube web page. Then, but halfway down, you scroll through some of them, and you'll come across it. And also, I made a little X2 full conversion to CNC. In fact, that's the next machine we're going to be using. Ooh, okay. So I hope you've enjoyed the video today. A little bit bright, isn't it? That's a little better. I hope you've enjoyed the video today. I'm putting together some wizards in Mark III, or writing some wizards, and you even saw me with a crash. That's something I don't like doing. I rarely do it, but hey, it happens to us all. There's no going past it. You're going to bust tools, whatever you do, and you're going to have little mishaps, but just got to be ready to get on the dead man switch quick. And because I wasn't expecting that, and it just happened. Boom, there it was. And that's how these things happen too. So anyway, thank you for calling in and watching the video. Please press like and subscribe to my channel, and there's also an opportunity for you, if you would like to, become a patron. The information would be below this video, above the comment section, and also at the end of the video in the comments. And I think somewhere along the video I'll put the address where to get to. And don't forget to subscribe. That's a big help. And I hope you're not all going stir crazy being sat at home watching me on the tube. So anyway, be safe, as you can. It's a real terrible time for a lot of people, everybody. People losing their jobs, and all down to this damn virus. Like many of you, I've been stuck here for 2 months now, and that's why I've been putting up a number of videos, because I got nothing else to do. Anyway, enough of my carry on. I'll probably have another video up for you by the weekend, so be safe, stay at home as much as you can, and enjoy some videos. Bye for now.